Yeah, I think for the most part, Sven, I don't think is going to struggle all that much. We've seen life stealers in certain lanes get absolutely demolished by the Slardar, but Sven, he can actually shove the lane relatively decently. You have Stormbolt as well to give you space. And I think that's the big thing that makes Slardar really strong is if you can't create space between you and him, Slardar will kill you. And
he also got the war cry for that bonus armor and the move
yeah,
speed for that same space.
exactly. And so between Shadow Demon and a Sven, I don't think the Slardar is going to be able to like really find kills in his lane, and that I think is really important. Otherwise, Slardar doesn't feel super strong. And Orchid was nerfed. I mean, Orchid was like a legitimate build on Slardar here for a while. But that build's been nerfed, so it's likely that he'll have to go for the Echo Saber, which still gives less mana than it did before.
I think a great point you brought up too is the cleave that Sven has. It's the natural wave push, and Slardar doesn't really have wave clear. So if you get through that first few levels and you just start shoving the lane in, like Slardar can't really match that. But of course, they will try to punish you before you reach that point. We'll see if they can. For a second, it looked like Sven was about to walk into that smoke, but still playing it safe near that mid lane. Hopefully they just go for the bottom two runes on the Starbacks.
Yeah, and Dark Mago, he does see Kunkka here. He's going to let it go. Okay. Sven, going to play it safe, go all the way around. One thing to note, when it comes to Slardar, arguably one of the most important things is his lane positioning. Because the farther you are away from the enemy tower, the more kill threat you have. Because of just how much your damage ramps with distance, right? Like, he just chases you down with Guardian Sprint, bashing you constantly, then Slither and Crush, then into another bash, and then you'll get, like, a Telekinesis from Rubik into even more. So it's difficult, for sure. So you got to be careful of that. But for now, you should be okay. Shadow Demon a little bit late to the... Oh, that is rough. A little bit late to the wave, and it allows them to double deny. So, that's unfortunate for MNZ on the Sven. Which lane are you most interested in watching?
It is probably this top lane, how the Slardar fares. I think mid lane, they'll both be farming, pushing the limits. Someone might slip up, but kind of think it'll just be take turns farming, take turns healing. Bottom lane could be interesting. I mean, Death Prophet brings a lot of early damage. I think level 1, don't have to be too worried, but level 2, level 3, got to be careful of a toss back, run down with the Spirit Siphon.
Or even just Avalanche is enough to get like an extra 2 seconds into your Spirit Siphon, right? So definitely need to be careful of that. They're likely going to try and get aggressive with a level 2 on the Shadow Demon. But because he's late to the lane, he's not going to get it in time. Nice 2 hero stun there, but... yeah, both teams just going to be chilling, farming. I don't really think mid lane we're going to see a lot of action until we get closer to the level 6s.
Yeah, they got to be worried about early rotations, I suppose, though. Perhaps Tiny might rotate in. They have an Observer to protect against that, though, so I think you probably just end up playing this lane out in the bottom.
Unfortunate for your top lane. He popped a mango to try and go for the 5th stack of the Shadow Poison, and now here we go.
Maybe in a bit of trouble.
Done. Telekinesis. First blood to the Slardar. That's what we said. You got to worry about lane positioning. The further you are from your tower, the more damage you're going to take.
Oh, actually gets the Shadow Demon too.
Yeah. I mean, Shadow Demon was super low. He committed a lot of his resources to try and get the 5th poison stack onto the Slardar, and it ended up missing, but he took like half a wave of damage and a lot of right clicks from the Rubik. And now Vitali, he's going to be forced to go under his tower, but this is a 3 range creeps and 5 melee creeps. This is pretty wild. Bottom lane, we're going to see a nice kill off the use of the first Metamorphosis. Level 2 meta as well, so Sacred needs to be very careful. Trying to Spirit Siphon his way through, but does not want to tank the wave here on Pake. Meanwhile, mid lane. Rotation in from both the supports. Telekinesis pulls Dark Mago pretty far back. The cleave comes out, and they got him. Yor pops Shadow Poison. Not enough to find a kill, though. So, I mean, for now, Beast Coast looking very good in these lanes. I mean, Slardar's level 4 now. He got a full salve off. He has both Bracer and Wraithband, so he's big chillin'.
Things looking pretty good so far. Yeah, Kunkka getting close to 6 now too because of that kill. So Dark Mago has to be really careful. The boat combo will kill a Storm. Like the solo threat is there now because of that series of events.
Absolutely. He's like a full half level ahead.
Yeah, he could also choose to rotate to a side lane while Storm still has to finish getting 6 and get a kill there. We'll see what he ends up choosing. Maybe it'll be determined by what the 6-minute rune is too.
Top lane once again. We're just gonna see them continue to play aggressive, and honestly, like Yor can't even like walk up into this Rubik. He's just slapping him down, and here's the mid lane Here's the mid lane level 6 reveal, right? Kunkka gets it, immediately throws the boat combo, finds the kill. And he's going to rotate, looking for this bounty rune, but well played by Michael, not giving this one up.
I think he can just keep playing the mid lane, farming up. I wonder if he can get boat again before Storm hits 6. Probably unlikely, but I kind of think he doesn't need to go top. They seem to be doing fine there, right? Yeah. So it's like you could win a winning lane harder. In fact, they're going to get, looks like another kill here, this time on Yor. He's got the disruption.
Yeah. He does, but just too much damage. El Misho still had the Fade Bolt, and Slardar's not really under danger at this point because he's gone for so much like early game stats. The Wraith Band reduces a lot of the damage he's going to be taking from the Sven, and as soon as Slardar gets level 6, this is a dead lane for pretty much any hero. Dark Mago will get a bottle refill here in a moment. Well,
yeah, I mean, boat's up in 15. I think he can kill Dark Mago again before he hits 6 at this rate.
Yeah, they're looking for the 6-minute rune, and El Misho grabs it top, so he gets the haste rune. Yeah, now he's definitely looking for the Storm Spirit. He's like, I know he's over here. Where is he? Gets the X. There's going to be the Torrent. Nice disruption save from Yor. Well done. Doesn't commit the boat, so actually quite smart there from Lumpy to not overcommit that one. Does manage to clean up a lot of those creeps, though.
Yeah.
All right, and there it is. Level 6 on the Storm Spirit now. A lot more survivable in this mid lane, I guess you could say.
Yeah, but already a 1,500 gold lead between the two, which is quite a lot. The Dark Mago is just going to have to focus on catching up. I think ganking will be pretty tough for him. That's going to give Beast Coast a window here where Lumpy can just go around on this Kunkka. I mean, this guy's scary, right? He's got this ghost ship, high levels. X is not so short range anymore. He's going to work on an Orchid, which I think is a cool pickup here for his team, but he does not have to wait for it. Killing Storm is now really tough, but both side lanes are still very, very open to him. Maybe he wants to avoid the Shadow Demon. Yeah, it looks like he's TPing bottom. He's going to find Sacred before Sacred's level 6.
It's such a nice kill. Just throws the boat as like, all right, bye-bye. See you later. Going back mid. And yeah, this is just a perfect rotation from the Kunkka. He is all over the map. He's causing so many problems. And top lane, there's level 6 on the Slardar, and El Misho sets up another kill for Yor. He ends up just getting 2-tapped by the Slardar. Yeah, 500 damage and 2 auto attacks.
It's a lot of damage. It's almost 8 minutes in. Beast Coast already has the top 3 net worth spots. That's going to make you a little bit nervous for a Starbacks. Not sure what their comeback mechanic is here. Maybe you can find some kills on Storm. He did just pick up an amplified damage rune.
Yep, I'm gonna say that's your comeback mechanic, an amplify damage rune. I mean, it gives him 1 kill. It goes to the Shadow Demon, unfortunately, but it is better than nothing for sure.
Definitely. Do they have a lot of stacks?
Thinking of making another rotation bottom. This one will be scouted most. Actually, he's playing just in the fog. He's guessing they have a ward up on the high ground now. Dude, what a sick play from Lumpy. He is just on the edge of vision. They will scout him now. Nice avalanche from Michael. He needs a torrent here for the vision. He's not going to get it. Okay, they will get a D ward for their troubles here, most guaranteed. So,
great positioning from the Tiny. That's why supports often should just stay out of sight while their cores push, because you can do things like this, right? Kunkka thought he was okay to just bolt at the Death Prophet, but Tiny sees it, avalanches, everyone gets out alive.
Yeah, that was 100% a dead Death Prophet otherwise. That being said, Michael comes in. He gets the Sentry, so he's like, do what I can here. X-Boat, Frostbite to follow. They have a Blood Grenade as well. Sacred trying to just zone out these heroes, but one more Tidebringer should finish the job. As El Misho's coming in. He's level 6. He's going to steal Spirit Siphon. Oh, no. Well, you are the same level as both supports now.
They're going to steal the stacks in here too. Not that there's that many, but this is one of the other recovery methods available to a Starbacks. Now, no longer available. Kunkka, a great hero to steal stacks. Just walks in here, just clears out that hard camp.
Dark Mago in the mid lane. Yeah, he just says, yeah, we're not going to get Dark Mago, but we'll get Michael. So just runs past the Storm Spirit, finds himself a kill. Does bottle up an Arcane Rune, but more gold going the way of Beast Coast.
Yeah, because he's behind, he's having to use all these power runes just to farm. So Beast Coast isn't really feeling as scared as you might otherwise against amplified damage and now an Arcane Storm. But he's just jungling. So I mean, it's helping him catch up, but you're not really feeling the pressure from, say, like the Terrorblades perspective.
And one thing to note, Slardar is going the Orchid build. He has his Oblivion Staff, so you're going to have double Orchid on the side of Beast Coast relatively quick between Kunkka and him. Like, they're both... I mean, Kunkka's only like 800 gold away. A little bit further on the Slardar, but those will be huge timings.
I wonder if it'll end up being an overcommitment to have 2. But they're winning hard enough that it's probably okay. They can get like separate kills around the map. But Orchid does not help you survive, right? It's an aggressive item. So maybe there's a world where they overextend with this double Orchid and feed some kills. I think as long as they're careful with what fights they take, though, it should be all right.
Yeah, I agree. Their supports are super high level, and I think that's something that is going to go really well for them. Because in these fights, like, Crystal Maiden and Rubik are both very scary. Like, they can dish out as much damage as, you know, some of the cores on the side of a Starbucks right now.
They're going to smoke up, look bottom, but actually, Starbacks is doing their own smoke, going to the mid lane.
Lumpy has an X onto himself, so very nice. Looking for Dark Mago. Oh, Avalanche comes through. X does connect onto the Storm Spirit Telekinesis, pulls him back in, but he does manage to dodge it out. That being said, a rotation in from Sacred. Going for a really nice play here. Lumpy able to just TP home, but a freezing field from Moose just destroys them. Maybe you shouldn't have tossed in the Crystal Maiden as Sacred on the run as well, but you can't escape, dude. So much damage from the Corrosive Haze. Ends up being a 3-for-0 as the Tiny barely gets out alive. Yeah, Crystal Maiden top damage dealer.
Yeah, getting that Kunkka kill would have been pretty nice. He's at the top of the net worth, but man, just being able to TP right in front feels bad.
Boat buff.
Sven just has to farm during this whole time. Also not really able to join in. Something we see that Sven's usually can do.
He's got Dark Mago in his sights. In comes the rest of the team, and just the damage. The physical damage is ridiculous out from Beast Coast right now.
They're not even done. They're looking at your.
He's not gonna get it. He's not gonna get the vision. But yeah, double Orchid's done. You have a Blink Dagger queued up on the Slardar. Kunkka looking for a BKB. And guess what? They find the stacks again that they've been trying to set up here.
They want to defend this. They're bringing in a lot of heroes. No God Strength. All right, they're going to respect it, just back off. They do steal the hard camp, though.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, without any form of Dispel at the moment, the Corrosive Haze is wildly strong. As the sprint comes out, running through the puddles, this guy's quick. There's a second one here onto the Tiny. There's going to be the X. He's looking for a potential kill, but they actually Orchid up Yor as well. And that's going to be a second Orchid to follow it up, and a stolen Avalanche as well. Both supports trying to just find anything, but they can't.
Great silences.
Yeah.
Recognizing they don't need the silence to kill the Tiny at all. Just got to make sure he's not saved by disruption.
And Sacred, he walks onto the high ground here. He's going to get Orchid into a torrent. Oh my goodness.
Probably should not have walked through there. You kind of know the whole enemy team was just here killing your team.
I think he, like, maybe was trying to bait something. I don't really know. Mid lane, Storm Spirit. I mean, he shouldn't die here, but force out a decent chunk of damage, and he has to TP home. And as soon as he sees the Kunkka, he's like, "I'm out." Can't
no one
be
wants
here
to
anymore.
play into that Kunkka right now.
Yeah. 9,000 gold advantage now. As Sacred needs to be very careful. There comes the initiation from the walking at you Slardar. Unfortunately for him, does not manage to connect. CM though, she might be able to. And with El Misho having a telekinesis and an avalanche, another Orchid out from the Kunkka, a non-stop like just onslaught from Beast Coast. You can't actually get away from these guys.
That was a lot of chain stun. I feel like he did not move for... It looks like almost 8 seconds between root, avalanche, stuns, everything.
So you do have a Sven that is farming, but he is under a ward. And they are definitely going hunting. The question is, will they find him? It might be the Terrorblade that actually walks into him here. So that's big. MNZ gonna catch an X. Pull back Torrent into the chain stuns. Kill goes the way of the Terrorblade. That's the kill they needed.
Yeah, and I just want to tie this back into the draft. This was your last pick, Storm Spirit.
Yeah.
And you knew this was a Kunkka mid, right? So maybe they had a different vision of how this was going. I'm sure they did. I'm sure they didn't plan for 11k behind at 16 minutes. But I think you got to pick something stronger versus this Kunkka. The fact this was the first pick Kunkka getting away with all of this feels like a bit of a draft error.
And we know Kunkkas are building things like Orchid nowadays. Mid lane, another wrap around here onto the Death Prophet as supports. Just don't stop. They can be anywhere on the map at the moment and find the kills. Like Crystal Maiden, very mobile with the drums and the Tranquil Boots. And a Slardar, right? This dude is just basically hasted at nighttime. But you're right. It's a 24-pick Storm into a first-pick Kunkka, right? You have to know that this guy is going to build an Orchid, and he's going to be able to try and... He's going to have a good time in lane for the most part. I mean, obviously they had the kill in the lane stage early on, and that definitely slowed down his game. But I don't think that, like, defines this game. I think at the end of the day, like, you need to be something that shuts down Kunkka instead of being a hero that's like, as long as Kunkka doesn't get a rotation, I win the lane.
Yeah, but I don't even know if he did. I think he lost before the rotation even came in.
Yeah.
Or he was on the losing end before the
behind,
rotation came in. Yeah. The rotation was really good. So, I mean, we're talking a lot about the Kunkka and the Storm, but, like, it is good play from the supports coming in. Can't be understated. But still, like...
Another stolen Avalanche. Orchid is out. El Misho. This guy is everywhere. Good scouting from Pake on the Terrorblade. Just a reflection into the trees, scouting the Tiny there. Meanwhile, in the triangle, we're going to see them maybe make an attempt here onto the Slardar, and this would be huge if they can get him. They got him. Okay, 1,200 plus gold going their way, and now Moo's in trouble. Big freezing field, but guess what? The boat turnaround. Nice disruption saved here as the two other cores able to walk away for the moment. And Lumpy's going to TP. I honestly half expected them to just go fight them 3v5.
I kind of did too, but I'm glad they cut their losses. Oh god,
he has a blink on Rubik. That is a dead storm. Wow, that is oppressive.
Yeah, that was a kill 3v5. I'm glad they backed out initially, though, at least, because they're really in the lead, and really the only way you throw this away is, like, chain feeding one at a time. So even if maybe you are strong enough to fight 3v5, I think you just say, like, why? Don't risk it, you know? Let's just reset. We've been running them down 5v5 the whole time, so let's just wait for that and then keep doing that.
Oh my gosh, what a juke from Sacred. I was like, he saw the Slardar coming on the ward. Oh, oh my goodness.
Look, that illusion was like peeking at him through the trees, man.
That's the auto-pathing thing that I find very weird, is like when units are in Fog of War, it disrupts auto-pathing anyway. And so it's like you'll click to go there and the creep is like, your illusion or your creep will just be like, I can't go there though. What do you mean?
Yeah. The thing is, I think a lot of players are still a little unfamiliar with like which spots in the side you can go in. And so like some spots you look like you can move through and then you can't. So you click it, you can't go through. You're like, oh, that's weird. So then like you try to click there. It's like, oh, I can't go in there. That's weird. Like, I guess it just is what it is. If you don't know that you can go in there and it's like the pathing blocking you off. There's a lot more weird spots since we expanded the map. And I don't think even the pros know all of them.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think we're going to get any map changes, to be honest, when the Crown Fall eventually comes. I feel like they're going to keep the map the same. I mean, maybe they change some of the objectives. Like, maybe Tormentor and Lotus Pools get changed slightly, but I would be shocked if they change anything. Oh, boy. Dark Mega goes in there to try and snipe his own Tormentor. Instead, he snipes himself.
And who gets it? Oh, the Maiden. Yeah, that is annoying to play into for a Storm Spirit.
12,000 behind here at 20 minutes. Not the worst that we've seen by any means. I think mostly offset by the fact that Sven is in this game. Basically your modern-day Alchemist. Stolen Crypt Swarm now.
And that's actually a great farming tool on a Rubik. It's so nice. $400 AoE damage every 6 seconds.
Yeah, that doesn't sound, you know, too bad. Second Tormentor, Vitaly's pinging it out like, get over here, Pake. We got this.
Rubik Shard. Is there any good Rubik interactions? Oh, he doesn't get any.
That one's
Screw him.
So good. Wow. Well, okay, so Vitaly getting Shard now, an incredible buff to this hero. Not only does it apply pre-crush damage, but now you just can blink stun, and if you find something, they're probably dead.
Yeah, you don't have to waste any time throwing out your ultimate, which the amount of time is essentially one auto attack, right? So with the time saved, you now maybe just get another bash in.
Crystal Maiden scouting some of these heroes here on the bottom side. They're going to come in. Lumpy, though, ready to go with the Orchid. They catch Dark Mega Vitaly here as well. The Orchid catches the Shadow Demon. They're just perfectly silencing up this shot. He's had no ability to play the game at all. El Misho catches Michael on the backside, waiting for him to try and escape, but doesn't happen. 3 quick picks here as moves with a very nicely placed ward.
That was a sick Crystal Maiden bait.
Yeah.
Revealed herself. Like, oh, they'll go on me. And then I'll have a Kunkka right next to me to instantly silence. Easy peasy. They're going to get the Roshan now off of this. Pretty straightforward thanks to the Slardar. They'll get this without too much trouble. 22-minute Aegis. They've got all the tier 2s.
270 gold from a Scotty as well.
Yeah.
Now he has it.
I guess he just finished. I'm like debating, like, do you go right away? I kind of think you farm for 3 minutes.
I think you wait for like the next like really big item that you need, and it's probably just the Ags from Kunkka. He has his BKB, and he only needs like 2 more Ags components. Like he's sitting on 2,000 gold, and Slardar kind of needs the same amount to get to his BKB. I think with those items, I don't see how it's possible to lose the game.
Oh, let me show you some pub games.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to go ahead and start chipping away, and yeah, understandably so, as you do have a Terrorblade who is quite strong. They're just going to go in, silence up the Shadow Demon, and just a couple of auto attacks from Vitali is enough to cleave out from Lumpy as well. Michael with Avalanche, the toss. MNZ's just dead. They are going to buy back these heroes most likely, as they need to be able to save the Storm Spirit, but it's not in time, and he has no buyback.
Crystal
okay,
Clone.
You just walk high ground
good.
and end. Never mind. Who needs to farm? Ultra
Farming's
kill
for
for the
suckers.
Terrorblade.
That's how to do it in your pubs, guys. Dive and win. Stop diving and losing. It's that easy to gain MMR. A very nice game from Beast Coast. Very nice game.
Buyback for next game.